Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to the Market Recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Tuesday, September 1st. Our first day of the month is coming to a close, and stocks are looking to hit those session highs. Pretty wild to see these things still continuing to go higher, especially that NASDAQ. NASDAQ just soaring. These tech stocks are unstoppable right now. I feel like eventually something's going to have to slow these things down, right? They just keep going and going and going. There are analysts now coming out saying that the U.S. really does need that some sort of stimulus. So hopefully our Congress and our reps can all start getting back to work and hashing something out to help avoid any sort of breakdown that may be around the corner. We're only a couple days away from our job numbers coming out on Friday. Again, that's going to be the big news here this week. Could swing things drastically in one direction or the other. But truthfully, at this point, relatively quiet on the news front. Crude continues to stay relatively tight, kind of a breakdown off of the open. Stocks moving higher. And gold and currencies taking a little bit of a stumble, hitting those brakes a little bit as excuse me, as we see the dollar spiking just slightly here. So lots going on. Let's see here. Subconscious, good afternoon, Tanya Doyle. I've enjoyed the last 2 days of NQ. Hell, Doyle, I've enjoyed the last couple months of NQ. Every little sell-off, just buy it and keep going. It's like it keeps paying out. It's so nice. No, it has been a fun couple days there. There have been some great entry opportunities to go ahead and take advantage of the trend. You know, you hear it constantly. Trend is our friend. And I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. I'm seeing in our Facebook community, I'm seeing it in a lot of different places, a lot of people constantly saying, putting an X on the chart saying, here's where the market's going to break down. Sell it. I'm sorry, but when the market is so strong the way it has been, to sit here and try and pick a top and say, I'm selling it here, good luck. That's the best I can say. I mean, as the market continues to trend, you don't get in the way. You don't jump in front of a steamroller. You get behind it and you hang on tight and you go with it. That's what these markets are doing. I don't like seeing people get run over by these. Now, if we start to trend in the other way, then we can flip and say, hey, when we see this strength, that's where we get our opportunity to short. If you're taking shorts, be cautious. Be quick with them. Have that defined entry and exit every time you're getting in. If you are short, make sure you know exactly where you're getting out. And if the market gets there, get the heck out. Don't wait. Don't sit there and say, well, it can go a little bit further, because as of late, the last couple weeks, the shorts are getting eaten up. The longs are getting paid. Our job here is to make money. The long side's who's making the money right now. Shorts are a little bit more difficult. So, and if you haven't seen the Three Amigos already, we've put a couple episodes out so far. That's where Jack, myself, and founder Michael Patak sit down. We talk about the three major indices: NASDAQ, Dow, and S&P. Michael calls himself the Perma Bull. He's still not selling all the time. He's still taking longs, even though he believes that the market's eventually going to have to sell off. He calls himself the Perma Bull. He draws little pictures and holds it up. He still is making more money to the long side than the short side. That's how a lot of people are doing it right now. So it's just smart trading, in my opinion. All right, well, before I get off on too much of a tangent here, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on in the markets here today. Crude oil just continues to stay nice and snug, really. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Just looking here on a daily time frame. For a while, we got... Oh, I forgot. I never updated my charts. This thing's showing me 10 days. We're going to fix this. I got to fix that. So anyhow, these markets have been relatively tight as we compare to the past. So right now, using specific points, using levels defined, really tight risk, we're able to find some opportunity. So the first thing we're looking at We did not get even down to our 42.60 that we've talked about so much, right? We have settlement again down at 42.61. Market never made it down there. Made the attempt off the open. Market quick spike. Went and checked yesterday's value area high. Quickly rejected there. Market broke down and started to seek out yesterday's settlement price. Never got down there. Relatively, our trade was more or less between 42.85 here and 43.26. Very tight range. I know 40 cents. We're usually looking for a little bit more than that, but that was relatively our range here today. So we've got to really start focusing if we're trading crude oil. Really tight stops right now. Be okay with being wrong. If the market knocks you out once, that's totally okay. Look for that next opportunity and just keep those stops tight. If we're trying to really get a big move in this and it's only 40 cents, it's $400. We really, and that's a full day's range, right? I mean, if we're really to open this range up, we're looking at 70, 80 cents. I mean, it's not huge, and that's going tip to tip. If we're looking for volume areas, if we're looking for areas that time has spent at to execute trades off of, we're really making things a little bit difficult. So if you keep that risk tight, it's going to give you more opportunities to be able to go ahead and take advantage of the smaller moves that we're seeing here. And again, it's all relative, right? When we were seeing those big $2, $3, $4, $5 ranges, we can open up our risk there, right? So we just focus on the percentage here. I'm going to bring my risk down. As I bring my profit down, I'm going to bring my risk down. We're going to bring them down together, and that's what we want to be thinking about. Next, let's go ahead and look at the S&P 500 as it is back on session highs. Big pop here, trying to get up to all-time high. We're a little bit away, about 5 points off. We're sitting right at JD's level, 35.20. JD called this one the other day at the end of last week. He said that's where he thinks this thing can go. We are sitting there now. Market here today, great opportunity off the open. We saw the first initial spike. Market sold off just slightly. Never really came all the way back to settlement price down at 34.99. But we see when a market that's trending in the upward direction, which is this is doing exactly that, when we see these points of weakness, we want to watch momentum slow up. That's where we're looking for our entry point to go ahead and get in on the trend. We could have gotten in down here at 05, and heck, we could still be sitting in it right now, just getting out with a nice 17-point gain. That's some pretty good money. Tanya, JD is on a farm in Minnesota for the next couple of weeks, signing off from everything. So good for him. I don't think he's taken a full week, full vacation in quite some time, so I hope he's enjoying it. Next, let's go ahead and look at the NASDAQ, which it's amazing. If we tighten things up here, this is so strong, this market right now. It feels like we're getting steeper and steeper almost every day. Market opened up this morning, a little bit of a snap at 8:30 this morning, but buyers came in, started to scoop this thing up, started to go, and just like the S&P, we kind of slowed up a little bit. It showed a little bit of weakness. There was our opportunity down here at 12,222. to take this thing up for about 70 points if we were getting out right now, almost 80 to the high. Really good opportunity. And I'll tell you what, that's what we want to be thinking about right now. As we look at these equity markets, yes, like I said, if you're looking for shorts, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you're keeping your risk really tight, and I hope you're defining everything really well, and you're not looking for those big gains. If you're looking for the big gains, the long side trade is where it is at here lately. It just every day, the buy side is what's making money. We're seeing even bigger extensions in the after hours, right? So if you're trading after hours, look for those breakdowns. If they show and you're in a good opportunity for an asymmetric trade. Again, asymmetric trade is where it's little risk, big reward. If you're in one of those opportunities, take that chance and see if you can make some money on it and take advantage of some of these bigger moves. Let it run for an hour or 2 hours or even 3 hours. Sit back and let it go. All right, next let's go ahead and look at the gold. Gold taking a little bit of a dip here, kind of expected, right? Dollar shows strong. We've started to find some resistance up at 2,000. We're hitting a wall at 2,000 all night long. We tried, never got through there. We start to see the dollar doing well. It all makes sense. It ignites that sell-off. Really hard not to want to get in on that short side with the stars essentially lining there. We had settlement price, don't forget, at 1978.60. So right essentially where point of control is here today. Market sold off, came down, checked support, point of control, not point of control. Settlement price, checked settlement price, bounced a little bit. Sell-off continued, made some lows for the session down at 69.20. And now it started to recover here a little bit, essentially being unchanged almost on the day. Let's go ahead and look at these currencies. And just like the gold, based in the US dollar, if the dollar is showing strong, you're going to see these things want to start to sell off just slightly. And notice they sold off not too far off a weekly kickoff high up here at 120.06. Market checked weekly kickoff high. Dollar showing strong. We're finding sellers up here. Ignite the races to the downside. Blew right through settlement price, which was 119.39. And we're starting to fall back towards last week's trading range. We're starting to kind of see if we can accept within. We'll find out some more this evening. And if that dollar continues to show a little bit of strength, maybe we'll have a chance to see this thing extend lower. All right, same here goes for the yen. Not as strong to the downside, but the yen has taken a little bit of a heat or sell-off here the last few days just because of everything going on with Japan and their prime minister stepping down. Market had that quick sell-off just like euro, and the gold kind of recovered a little bit, working our way not quite to settlement price, which was all the way up here at 94.47, but we kind of just fell right back into yesterday's value area, kind of bottomed down right at yesterday's value area low. As soon as we accepted right back in there, that was kind of that bottom end that we could just maybe find a couple buys off of, pushing it a little bit higher, but relatively tight range after the big move here this afternoon. All right, everybody, those are the markets we got here today. I hope you guys all had a great day. It's fun when the markets are actionable. It's fun when we can find some opportunity. And some days maybe there isn't always going to be opportunity in the market we're looking at. And those are the days we get to slow things down and take a break. Now, I want to point something out. Today we had Coach's Playbook, and it was fun and it was exciting for Hoag, especially. You guys have heard John talk about market profile over the years. He loves it. He has such a passion for utilizing market profile. Talks about it a lot. And so we were able to break down market profile a little bit. Mick and I kind of talked also about how markets strictly are visual. You guys hear me say it all the time. If you see it, everyone else sees it, and therefore it's important to keep an eye on. And that's kind of what market profile does loosely. It creates visuals for us to see in different lights. It points things out that we may have not have noticed right away. So those are a couple things we broke down here today. And other than that, that's what I got for... Oh, wait. I almost forgot. Tesla taking a little bit of a hit here today. Tesla's down about 5%, but still pretty darn strong, $4.75 a share. And then we've got our VIX. VIX is still a little volatile, right? Makes a little bit of sense with everything going on. VIX is down a little bit at 26. And... other than that, let's touch on... Oh, don't forget ADP tomorrow morning at 7:15 a.m. Central Time. And then crude oil, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. And then the beige book will be at 1 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Those are our economic calendars for tomorrow. And other than that, let's touch on this date in history and then get the heck on out of here. Quite a few things happened on this date in history today. First one in 1890, Yosemite National Park was established. If you haven't seen the documentary Free Solo, I recommend checking it out. It takes place at El Cap in Yosemite National Park, which happens to be usually the main picture when people Google Yosemite National Park. Then I thought I had a couple. Oh, here we go. 1962, Johnny Carson makes debut as the Tonight Show host. And lastly, 1908, Ford Motor Company unveils the Model T, most built car of all time. Other than that, guys, I'm going to sign on out of here. Have a great day. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Trade well. And I will see you guys in the markets. Take care.